Procedurally generated, permanent death, roguelikes allow their unique mechanics to be incorporated into any genre, resulting in a sea of diverse games with infinite possibilities. And with new unique roguelikes being released every single day, I like to play and analyze the ones that may not have had the chance to shine yet. If that sounds interesting, welcome to the series where we learn what works, what doesn't, and why, all in search to find the next big roguelike.
Watchword is an anagram roguelike? I guess it's a word-based roguelike, which, I'm gonna be honest, haven't done one of those myself. Now, I have a learning disability, so I tend not to be really great with words in general, but I'm a really good roguelike player, and I'm kind of curious to see this blend that obviously I'm not very used to, but very curious and excited about. So this is pretty much kind of like a Scrabble-looking roguelike from what I can see. But one really cool thing that I've seen, at least from the trailer and from what it's written up here, apparently you can end up creating your own words, and there seems to be some sort of a kind of like a Balatro system where, you know, it's just beating a bunch of different levels and racking up billions of points potentially. I guess these days the Balatro-like genre is starting to be a thing. So I'm very curious to see how that would be with a Scrabble take on it. As per usual, I'm going to be playing the game for a few hours on my end, discovering it, and then at the end I will give my overall thoughts. Timestamps below if you want to skip ahead. Alright, let's check out Watchword. Your watchword is leaked. Is that a real word? Starting off well when I'm not even sure if something is a real word. Oh boy. You have a tutorial. Your goal is to pass a series of trials to join the ranks of the Watchguards. Each trial is passed by meeting or exceeding a goal score of marks. This is a Watchguard. They moderate each trial and take actions at the beginning of each trial and after each round you score. They all have effects. It's kind of like a Balatro boss, but consistently. Drag some pieces onto the board to spell words. You can spell multiple words, but they must all be connected. I don't even know what the actual rules for Scrabble is. Keep extra pieces in your hand to use them between scoring rounds. So we have a deck with a bunch of different letters, I think. Cool. All right, before we get started, I do want to point out this is a sole developer. Another massive props in that regard. And this game is currently out. All right, so all words must be at least 3 letters long. All words must connect together. Words score marks, base points, and amp multiplier based on length. That's our scoring stuff. Each piece scores marks based on the letter. Oh, you follow my little cursor. That's cute. What do? Give 2 amp spaces. Each round give 1 permanent ghost. I don't know how permanent we're talking, but okay. So now I have to do the thing that I tend not to be great at, but who knows? What words can we do here? So we've got 2 vowels. I don't know what I can do with X. And what happens if it doesn't work? If you ever want to check why your board isn't valid, you can press the thingy button to see what words are being checked. On the board, words are scored in rows first, then columns. So there's an order, which will probably be important for passive stuff later on. Use draws to refill your tray with new pieces. I have assigned you a watchword. If you are able to score this word, you'll gain, is that a piece of pie? Which can be used to upgrade your board size and bribe watchguards? So we're trying to do leet. Oh, whoops. I did not want to do that. I just had something stuck on there. Well, Zen is not a word. Oh, but I can put these back here? Got it. What about, loin? Loin! Loin is a thing! I did a word! That's 50 points. And that's just, oh gosh, they're all 1 points. So is there even a point in doing this and scoring the round? Oh, wow, oh, wait. Once I put it on the board, there is no turning back. I see. Right, I want to try to do leet. And if that's the case, then I should do this. Because I'm trying to do leet over there. So I can do this. Oh, but then this is gonna... No, it doesn't matter. I don't have another... Wait, I have to check... Oh, gosh, that's what's... Wait, big pocket? Small pocket? What does that mean? Upgrades, dictionary... Oh, you did an actual dictionary? Of things that you've probably done yourself, I would imagine. Oh, man, there's a lot of information here, actually. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if you can go right to left. That's a good question. Can't go diagonal. Oh, boy. Let's just score a round. See what happens. Are you sure? -1 discard per invalid piece. Oh, so the ghost is pretty bad. I see, so I should try to do a word with X. I can't even think of words with X. Right. Oh, wait, this also goes bad? That ton loin. This unfortunately still sucks, but Let's just score around. I want to see what happens. Cool. Okay. Loin times 2 because of the thing that's behind it, right? Score an uncouth word. I don't even know what that word is. I'm just trying to win here, okay? Best word, loin. I need to play a little bit more, obviously. Welcome to the fort. Wait, where is it the shop? Spend your hard, yeah, okay, this is a shop. Each time you visit, there will be different vendors open for business. I like that idea that you're going to be constantly having different kinds of vendors. I didn't get my cheesecake. It was actually cheesecake. Upgrade your board size sounds awesome. Provides a permanent buff to your run. You'll get 1 upgrade per trial that you pass. Okay. I don't know, the chaotic watchguard sounds hilarious with its words. Let's do this. Welcome to the library. Oh, okay, now we're in the shop. The knowledge inside books is much too valuable to be given away for free. So I'm assuming the books are your jokers. I tend to feel bad saying that, like, oh, it's a Roguelike because, oh, now we're starting to use these words too easily. But no, seriously, this really is a Roguelike, which I'm very happy with. Gotta say, I do really enjoy the music so far. It's very peaceful. Okay, this is just a piece I can add to my deck, and this 25 on pieces with BEUFP. So pretty straightforward stuff. And there's question marks because I have to discover them, and then I'll permanently add them to my discovery list. I imagine every round a special glitch CD piece with 9. Wait, that's a lot. Will be created on your board. It seems really powerful. I can do both. Fine. So I have 6 slots. This is gonna get crazy. I do want my board to be bigger. Eventually. Oh, no, I don't have a cheesecake. Wait, there's so many things. What the hell? So, welcome to the wood carver. Here you can craft a piece with any symbol you like. Jolly wood carver definitely has a sweet tooth and will open his shop if bribed with cheesecake. Ah! 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 Choose a symbol. Type 1 or 2 letters. E and... Oh! Oh! Wait, does this work with this? Because that would be cool. Also, should I just try to get the eat? Wait, I can just do double E. I'm going to try to do E, because there's a bunch of stuff I can do with that. And we'll want to see how it interacts with this. So, let's do double E. Is it going to give me plus 25, plus 50, or plus 0? I have no idea. There's so many things! I thought this was the entire ante. No, that's just the in-between fights. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the author's villa. Thanks. Hello, you look happy. She can help you upgrade the base marks of symbols. The only thing the author likes more than a good story. Okay, so everybody likes cheesecake. Got it. By a word? What word? Mojo. Oh, it's just a random word they put up. Let's upgrade the O's. Sure. All right. Are we finally fighting something? I'm not complaining, I'm just very surprised. I do like my player choices in my roguelikes. There seems to be quite a few of those. So I'm still on elite. There's 12 trials that I have to go through. So the chaotic watchguard, is there like a secret message in here that I need to figure out? I don't think so. There's LA, maybe it's tracking my location. I don't appreciate that. I still can't do elite, so that's great. Let's get wording. I've got gas. I have to be careful, I can't just try something. I have to be aware of that. This is probably gonna be really frustrating for anyone to watch this. Oh, Sage! Oh, that's smart. Oh, I like that you can just immediately switch. I mean, the quality of life things for these kind of games are really, really neat. Dab! Oh, right, yeah, that's what I was trying to do. But why isn't it not working? Or it needs to be connected. Wait, whoa. What happened? I'm so confused. Why are things lit up now differently? Am I missing something? Is it because of the chaotic watchguard? But now this doesn't work. Don't know why. Because it has to be, everything has to be connected. That's why. It's just choosing whatever has the most points. I see. I'm just gonna score around. I want to see what happens if I just do this. Plus 6 spaces. I don't know what that means. I want to see what happens. I know I could probably find some words. I just want to see what happens. So now there are some bad pieces. These little pieces persist between trials. This is permanent? That's rough. Wait. Disable pieces? Wait. Oh my gosh, that's so... No, it is terrible. What? Whoa, that's insane. I can't believe that's between trials. That seems absurdly punishing. Well, I'm gonna restart this run. So let's see what happens plus 30 spaces. Or anyway. Okay, it just did not do. And I lost. Okay, cool. Got it. I did not know that that was how the game worked. So your board has been consumed by curses. Apparently so. There is like a meta progression in the form of just unlocking more stuff for runs. We're back. I guess I'll try that. See if that's good enough. Why is this point times 1.5? Is it because there was something behind there? I literally have a word here. I got cheesecake. Oh, that's right. That's one of the things that they said it could do. Either grant a cheesecake or destroy pieces before clearing the board. That seems rough. You can use cheesecakes for a lot of stuff. I don't know why it's cheesecake. Cheesecake is pretty tasty. So it counts the word, the length first. That's why it was a little confusing. Oh, it's shaking. It means I'm doing good, I think. Yay! Trial passed. But there's a lot of ways to get points. And you get this every single time. That's insane. So should I use a cheesecake? See what happens here? Let's do it. Hello, you got mail. Oh, I get to cut it. Oh, oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, I love this. Can cycle between 3 symbols. Oh, cool. That's really good. I would imagine the other ones are just normal, so yeah. Probably wasn't worth the cheesecake, but I just wanted to see what would happen. I can't get more than 4x4, so let's go to the chill watch guard and not screw everything up this time. So you do clears board except for 1 random word each round. Okay, got it. So I'm already seeing batch. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna get Jade is what I'm trying to go for. I want an E. Thank you. Jade. Can I go crazier? I can even do bean. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with myself. I like this. I think I'm doing a good job. Let's see. So it's on all words, right? So it's gonna constantly give me... Why is it only giving me plus 5? Isn't it plus 25? Am I missing something? Do par. Let's draw here. Hard is apparently a thing. All right, let's try that. We got J. I still don't fully understand why it's not plus 20. I'm getting a bunch of points at the end, but I don't know where those points come from. Let's just score this. There we go. Okay. Woo! Thank you. I feel great. So some things are randomly open, and I can force them to be open or not depending on if I have cheesecake. I like this. This is really cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Monster Train in that regard, where Monster Train, in between battles, you have a lot of different options in terms of what you can do from like different shops and stuff like that. It's really cool. Okay, and now I can... Here you go. 5x5! Yay! Okay. Okay, I know I barely scratched the surface, but I'm gonna continue playing on my end, and I will give my overall thoughts in just a moment. Okay, so I ended up just finishing that run. We spent the entire time with it, but let me tell you, I had such a blast. This was one of the most unique experiences I've had playing a roguelike in a very, very long time. So let's just jump right into it. To my understanding, I think it's Scrabble with a lot of twists. I've been saying it multiple times here and there that I really do believe that it's only a matter of time before every single known game is going to turn out to become a roguelike eventually. So it was only a matter of time that we got a Scrabble roguelike. And I think they did a fantastic job with Watchword. So it is indeed a Balatro-like, where you're going to have just the game's own mechanic, and then you're going to use, points and multiplications, and then multiplying those multiplications to create some insane scores. But the difference here is it's not as casual as a lot of Balatro-likes, because you always have to think about particular words. It's not just, like, oh, you have a full house and you just send it. You always have to be thinking. And obviously, if you're more comfortable with words, you're probably going to have a much better time than, I would say, me, but it was actually really fun. I will give credit to my chat for helping me out through this stream. We did beat the run. I don't think I could have done it without them, but it was so cool. This game really did surprise me, because I was actually looking forward to seeing how a game like this would do for a person like me who struggles with English words in general. And I think that even though I had this personal struggle, I had such a fun time having to try to navigate around it, and I'm genuinely excited to continue playing it on my own and try to get better at it, because it's a very high skill ceiling game, but it's not about necessarily the skill of the game, more so than just, skill in the language. I probably will learn a lot of stuff about it. It would be nice if, like, the game could also tell you, this would be so much work, maybe it could be automated, that whatever word the game shows you, it actually explains what that word is. It has like an automatic definition from Google. I'm skipping ahead, but I guess the thing is, you do need a lot of knowledge in the game as well to really get comfortable with some of the mechanics that the game has outside of the language stuff. Because the books that you're gonna get, which are the jokers, you know, like in Balatro, they do some crazy, unique stuff. And it's a lot to keep track of, because not only do you have to wrap your head around how to make particular words work and how to connect everything, but you also have to look at how things can work with the books that you have. And there are some books that are so complicated that I didn't even bother trying to read it all. It was like, if the word is in alphabetical order with different letters, you get multiplicative things. It's like, okay, nope. You do have to get comfortable with games mechanics. Again, the fact that, you know, I would find a word at the very beginning, like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on the board, is not a good idea, because you have to connect everything. So you really have to wrap your head around it, and I think that's really, really, really cool. And just like Balatro, once you get like a particular build going, which, again, I only did one run, so it's hard for me to obviously know how different runs are going to feel, but from what I've seen and from playing a lot of these kinds of games, it does feel like there's a lot of different paths to get to those big numbers. At the end of my particular run that I was playing, I ended up going for a 4-letter word build, where I had a legendary or like a really rare book that made it so that if every single word on my board is the same amount of letters, then you get a bonus. And that's how I demolished we demolished, let me give props to chat as well, that we demolished the normal mode, which felt really great. But I could definitely see there were a lot of different angles to get there. I would say that the beginning of every run is probably going to just be a matter of finding words, and throughout the run you're going to be more focused on specific builds, not so much the words themselves, which I think is really cool and really unique. Now, outside of the gameplay, outside of the actual, trials, I think they're called, first off, you're always fighting a quote-unquote boss, right? So every single tribe is going to be a unique thing that you have to adjust to. And that's pretty cool. Some are more impactful than others, and there's not that many out there, I think, because I've always kind of seemed to see the same ones even on my one run, but that's fine. But outside of that, the shop's part is really, really cool, because basically you have a bunch of different shops. You have the carving a letter, the upgrading a letter, the actual shop where you can buy the books, giving effects to particular letters, these kind of things. And randomly, some are going to be available, and randomly, some will not. But you can also use Cheesecake to open any shop you want at all times. And that's cool, because it gives a lot more player decisions in between the trials. I love these kinds of games that do that in turn-based games. I guess this is a turn-based game to an extent. A great example is Monster Train, right? Monster Train was a traditional, more like deck-building game, but the in-between fights, you had so much to do in between the fights, where you could pick a path and then you had to look at all the different shops and see which one was more impactful, and then you go on one, and every single time between the fights, you would get stronger. You would feel the difference. And I feel like here you very well could have the same effect, because there's so much you can do in between each trial, which I love. Not to mention that there's some really nice, just cute little things where, like, if you want to carve a new piece, you have to click on the wood, and like if you want to open a letter, you have to open it physically. It's really charming, and I guess that kind of connects pretty easily to the overall audio visuals. I think they're fantastic in this game. Again, the visuals are really, really peaceful. Everything is peaceful. The music, I love the music. It's very chill, but it's super fitting and just really enjoyable overall. And same goes for the different NPCs. Everybody's just like, ho, 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 ho. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I love it. It's a fantastic vibe. I think they did a really, really good job. Overall, this was a really, really pleasant experience. Now, there are still a few things. Well, there's actually one major thing to me that I did struggle with in this game, and that I feel like I probably wouldn't be alone even with my disadvantage, to say so. And that is the fact that it's not always clear what is considered a word and what is not. Now, naturally, if you're very comfortable with, the English language, you'd probably have much more of an advantage. But sometimes, for some reason, and I wasn't alone on this thought, it seems like some proper nouns, right, like someone's name, worked and others didn't. And that I know of because I had a friend called Ada, right? But then Jeff would work. Jeff is not a word outside of just someone's name. And the problem is, if the word just doesn't work, you can get really screwed because of the fact that once you put a letter on the board, you can't put that back in the play area side that's not the board. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, every time you take a letter, if you want to see if it works, you have to commit to it. And that can really screw you. I almost lost the run at the end when I thought that a word would work, and I put the word and it just didn't work, and I couldn't find a way to put that letter somewhere else, which can be really detrimental. And I don't know exactly what they could do about that. But for me, there's got to be a way to not punish people for just knowing if a word even works because you think that it can. And not a question of like, oh, I'm going to try every single combination. But, you know, sometimes like, hey, isn't like Addy, or maybe that sounds crazy, but like, I don't know, there's some words in my brain, and I'm sure for a lot of people, that sound like it might be something, but you don't know. And I guess that can be part of the game. You can't just randomly guess and you'll get lucky on things that might sound normal. But outside of that, again, some proper nouns work, some don't. So the fact that you put something that you know is a real word and then you get punished for it is rough. Now, I do see that in the main menu, there is a suggest a word tab option, which I'm assuming is like, oh, if you can send it to the developer, but there's going to be so many possible words that I kind of wish there was just a way to maybe have like a rewind button once or twice per trial, some way to not get completely screwed for just trying something that you think should work, if that makes sense. That was my biggest issue, is that you get punished for trying things, even things that you really do think work, and that should work in some cases. Now, even though I only did one run, right, so it's hard for me to know how different it is from a different run again, but I will say that after having completed my first run, now I can increase the difficulty, and there's also different passive items you can start off with on your run. So I guess there is a little bit of customization from the start, which I always appreciate. It doesn't seem like a massive amount. You can pretty much just choose multiple classes, right? So instead of choosing the satchel, you can start with a +1 board size, the vowels in large and small pockets. Cool, sure. And also, again, it has a meta progression system, right? So you're going to be just unlocking new things that you're going to be encountering, which I imagine are going to be more complicated than the default ones that you're going to start off with. So there's an incentive to just continue playing, going higher difficulty, and just similar to Balatro in that regard. There's also an endless mode, which I'm sure goes pretty crazy. But again, for a Balatro-like, this is one of the most unique games I've played of this genre, and to be honest, one of the most unique games I've ever played in terms of roguelikes, which does not surprise me. It's kind of what I was expecting, and I'm glad to see that ended up being a really, really well made and designed game, made by one individual. So honestly, even if you're not crazy about words and stuff like that, my understanding is that you don't need to be creating like massively long words, especially since you do start with just a 4x4 grid, and it doesn't seem super easy to increase that size. I guess that can be pretty helpful for a lot of people. That I would imagine that you're mostly going to be staying in the realms of 3 to 5 letters for most runs, would be my first impression after having played one run. Whether you are a linguistic mastermind or not, like myself, I would say that this game is probably for a lot more people than I expected, and I think that a lot of people could really get a good time with this. Not super casual, obviously, in terms of the amount of things you have to be thinking of, especially when you get started, but the super chill vibe and music, I think, helps with that overall. So I love this game. It's awesome. So massive thumbs up on my end. Thank you so much for sending us Watchword and using the skip the line option. We really appreciate your support. If you'd like a chance to get your game featured on this series, feel free to fill out the form in the description below with the option of using the skip the line option if you would like to get featured sooner rather than later. And yeah, that's about it.